If you enjoy model railroading, you'll know what this is. And even if you're not in the hobby, if someone were to mention Lionel trains, chances are that this locomotive is what you'd picture. More sellers on eBay seem to be including the Make Offer button with their ads, which I like because this particular seller accepted my offer of $5 for this well-used but complete shell. $6.35 for shipping, plus sales tax, brought my total to just a little over $12, which isn't bad for a project that will fill up my next week or so. The number boards are missing, so I'm not exactly sure what model this is, but it's probably from the early 1950s. So that means 70 years have gone by since this was new, and judging by its condition, I'd guess that it's passed through several owners. And the base, well, who knows where that is. It's probably now under a different shell, or it's been split up for parts. So what's a classic Lionel shell worth these days? Well, in this condition, apparently $5. So I'm not too worried about affecting its value by refurbishing some of the paintwork. Cleaning and degreasing will give me a better idea of how much work lies ahead. The paint is very thin, especially in the areas where people would likely grab and pick it up. But none of the scratches or nicks are very deep, so wet sanding with 220 or 400 grit paper should be enough to blend in the damaged areas into the surrounding paint. This old decal is pretty tough, and it takes a long time to sand through it and down to the original base color. While I'm there, I'll also feather any nicks into the undamaged areas. Picasso had his blue period, where that was the dominant color in his work. This may be my red period, or more accurately, my Santa Fe era. Ford red is pretty darn close to the original color that Lionel would have used on these post-war locomotives, and this particular shell is the third that I've worked on that features the Santa Fe war bonnet paint scheme. In the background, you can see another Santa Fe shell that I'm working on. It must have been dropped because the nose has been cracked. I'll have a complete video on that repair later. The liquid in this bottle will help the new decal adhere to the fresh paint, and it will also soften the decal, allowing it to better conform to the door frame behind it. The decal has been softened, and I'm gently trying to push it into the irregular space behind. It will only stretch so much before it splits, so I need to be extra careful. I was able to reuse almost all of the original trim pieces, and luckily I had some blank number board lenses that fit just fine. I forgot to really talk about it earlier, but I didn't want to redo the lettering, so I masked over them, kinda loosely, and also I sprayed very lightly, in hopes of avoiding a hard-edged masking line between the old silver and the new. Like most things, one side turned out better than the other, but overall, I'm still pretty happy with the result. I borrowed a base from another train just to see what my shell might look like as a finished model. And if you liked this video, maybe think about subscribing. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.